this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with the Papercraft Society Advent Calendar for December the 15th. There we go. And this one here is by Simply Made Crafts. So let's have a look what we've got. Oh, we've got some journaling stickers. And they seem to be vellum stickers. Let me leave them here. It's easier to see them then. So we've got the days of the week. My camera focusing. Then we've got here goals, remember, to-do list, let's go, and then the month of the year, and a few arrows and a few dots. I said that before, I'm not really a journaling person, so I don't think I've got a lot of use for this. First of all, with the days of the week, you can only create 2 weeks, and then that's it, unless you do like a reusable calendar. And then the months are actually quite nice if you do a special birthday. So I'll have a think of what I can create with this, or whether I just use these stickers to create a pattern maybe in the background. I could imagine that. As I said, I'll have a think and then I'll come back with my idea. Okay, so I had a thought how to use these stickers and I have an idea. I'm still in the middle of figuring things out and measuring, so I won't give you too many details just yet. I want to figure this out first. But my idea is I want to create an eternal calendar, and for that I need to create some discs to put the days of the week on and the month. And I just wanted to show you what I've done with these circles. To find the center of these circles, I've used my fancy triangle here. The big one was easy because that actually aligned with that orange here, so it was easy for me to find the center. With these here, I have found the widest bit, drew a line and then went across, but also did this in between. So basically where those lines met, I knew I would have the center. If you don't want to go through the hassle of doing that, you can just cut a thinner piece of paper in the same size and just fold it a few times, and then when you unfold it, you know where the center is. But I was a bit lazy there. But I just wanted to show you this before I erase these lines. I will probably use the back anyway, but I think it's nice if you can't see it from the back. So I have cut 2 circles that are, just giving you the measurements now. And these are just nesting dies from my stash, so I've just done 2 that are just under 2.5 inches wide. These are for the day, for the numbers of the week, so the date actually. This one's 3, just under 3 1/4. This is for the days of the week, and for the month I've got just over 4 inches. So just use what you have in your stash. The important thing is that whatever you want to stick on there is not wider than that area here. So the days of the week will just fit on that half, and the months they're a bit wider. I could have cut some of them a bit shorter, but that doesn't make sense because December and November are rather long. So I think I'll leave the stickers as they are. By the way, I figured out that it was easier to get these stickers off if I removed all the backing. For some of them I had to hold the stickers down just with my pokey tool and then peel it off, but it all came off nicely, and I think this will be easier for me to take the stickers off the acetate. And for the front of my calendar, I've just chosen this pattern cardstock. This is from a paper pad I got from Germany. So if you are in Germany, this was from Teddy. I didn't buy that long ago. It might actually have been beginning of the year. So, but any pattern paper is nice. I just thought it would be nice to look at, and the colours go really nicely with it as well. So, I'm not telling you anything else just yet because I'm still figuring this out. One thing I could show you, oh, it's here. I need to cut some windows for the stickers, and I found this little die in my stash. It's a wee bit wider than the month, but I think it'll work fine. This came with a little birdhouse, So have a look through your stash what you have. If you don't have a die like this, you can always cut the window by hand, the windows by hand. It's not a problem. I was thinking about that maybe even for the days of the week. I'll have a think. But as I said, I'll figure this out off camera now, and then I'll show you what I have measured and if it works. One more thing before I go. In order to poke a hole in the middle for the bread, I just put some foam underneath, and then it's easy for my pokey tool, for me with my pokey tool, just to poke it through. So that's just a little tip for you. I have aligned my discs on the back of the card. I need these two small ones together because they will have the dates, the numbers on here. This one will have the month, and this one, sorry, the days of the week, and this one will have the months. I do figure that I can have them overlapping because this is not the area that will show, and I hope it doesn't interfere with the mechanism if I maybe allow a little bit of space behind the breads. But in order to know now where I need to align the windows, I need to know where these go. So what I'm doing on the back is I'm just tracing the discs here, and that will make it so much easier. And I'm also poking through the middle, which hopefully shows me where the center is. I think that will make it so much easier. And I will then be cutting the window from the back, hoping that it won't show too much on the outside, on the front, where I have sort of cut it the wrong way. So as you can see, they have to overlap on the side because I need somewhere to grab the wheels. So I've got these two on the side, and these two I can go in from the top. So for the numbers, because they are not supplies of the stickers, I have found some numbers in my stash, and I've found a tiny little die that is big enough or small enough to go there. So I will die cut this once here and once here. I'm not stamping the numbers until I've cut this through. And then, as I said, with my other little die, just somewhere on the table here, I want to basically have the day of the week there and the month there. And I think that would work out okay. I hope the camera picks that up. So I shall do this off camera now, and yeah, then I'm poking through holes through here, and I think I'll have a think, then I'll come back anyway. I became a bit inventive. First of all, I didn't use the long die because I figured out it was too long and it was hitting the bread. But I found this one here. This one's from Sizzix, so I assume it came with my die cutting machine. So that was useful. But for this one, that one was too long. And I found in my stash this little cloud that came in a die set like this. So I just cut that out. I did figure out though from the other side, I think it might be a wee bit wonky, but hey, I could always cut it with my craft knife if I wanted to. But I just want to show you something else. I don't know if the camera picks it up. As I said before, I can see as a paper crafter that this has been cut from the other side. So I'm just using my bone folder and I'm just pressing these edges down a little bit so they're not as obvious. Also, when I put this through my die cutting machine, I put some paper underneath because I didn't want any imprints from my die cutting plate. So this is really smooth now. So now I need to poke these holes through and then figure out how to glue the days and the months onto these discs. Make sure they're evenly spread out, and then I need to stamp the numbers. For the month, I figured out, because we've got 12 months, that they need to be aligned like the hours on the clock. So I started with January here, did April, July, October, and October is facing, no, facing the right way. So make sure that when you turn this round that they're all in the right way. Yeah, you cannot actually lifted it up again because it was a bit wonky. They're a bit like washi tape, so you can actually easily take them off, but I wouldn't do that too often. So now I've done January, I need to squeeze February and March in between here, and I try to get as close here on the level, and then I think it should work out, especially as most of them are shorter here than the window. So when I pop them in the window, this is how they show. It shows a little bit here where I've got the other colours, but that doesn't matter. So, and I'll try to do the same way with the days of the week. Obviously I've got a bit more space, but I probably mark here if I put the braid through. Oh, by the way, make sure when you poke the hole with for your bread, mine are really tiny. I've bought these mini breads from Craft Stash. I'm going to link to them below, but if you've got these tiny ones, make sure your holes aren't too big. Just to be on the safe side, I put some clear tape on the back again just to make sure they don't slip through the hole. So I think with this one here, by the way, I pre-poked the holes here in the cardstock with a proper needle and then used my pokey tool. I found that worked well. So if I align this here now and put this one through, I think what I will do on this side is just mark here with a pencil the width for the first one. I know these are wider anyway, but it gives me a vague idea how far I need to go in. And obviously with these just being 7 weeks, I've got a bit more space to play around with. So for the numbers, I have already attached the 2 circles. I made sure that the breads are facing upwards and don't interfere with the windows here because I don't want to stamp on the areas there. So I have just got my numbers here on the little acrylic block. I will actually put it straight because then it makes it easier to stamp straight. Let me just get this out of the way because I've got a tendency to drop my lids onto my craft project. So I've got this VersaFine Clear ink, and I'm just stamping this off once also to prime it and to see that it's stamping okay. So I need a 1 here and I need a 1 here, so stamping them all in the same colour. I'm not bothering about different colours there. So, and remember, VersaFine takes a bit longer to dry. It's not an instant dry. So I will do this really, really slowly. I don't want to move the circle now and then smear it. So on this one here, I will just do a 2 and a 0. So I've got plenty of space. With this one, I will move it forward, just hoping that the one just about disappears. And I might actually have a trial run on a different piece of cardstock, just cut myself a circle again and make sure that all 10 numbers, because I need 1 to 9 and a 0, fit on here. I hope they do. By the way, I've cut this window a bit straighter here just with my craft knife because that was bugging me, and I've also put a circle here because I didn't like how the inside of this circle showed. So I've stuck these all down and I've stuck the days of the week down. And yeah, after I've stamped all this, I just need to put the discs on, and then I will make a little stand for this as well. So yeah, I'll do a bit offline now. As expected, the numbers didn't all fit onto this disc, so I just erased the lines on the back and I just moved them a bit further to the edge there, and then I just basically took the disc out then as well. I just stamped the 1, and yeah, now they should fit. What does happen though is if you've got a number there, the top and the bottom ones show a little bit, but I think that's okay. The other thing I had to do, this die was a bit too high and it wasn't on the level here, so I just cut this with my scissors. I butchered it a little bit, but I think it's not too bad. It's just because it's 2 layers now and it was a bit difficult to cut, but otherwise I think this works now. So I'm just putting this disc in place and then I'll show you how we create the stand. My frontier measures 7.5 by 5.5. So I have from A4 cardstock, this is like a 260 GSM, maybe just 230, but you want something slightly sturdy. So I have cut this from A4 cardstock, so this is 11 and almost 3/4 long, and I have cut this to the width of this card, so 5.5. And I just want to create a little flap, and I think I go with a 1/2 inch, so I'm just scoring that here. And then I need to measure my 7.5, which then should end up at 8. It does. And that's all I need. I will have to create a little stopper as well. I'm just thinking whether we've got anything in the stash that we had this month. So I'm just folding the top over. This is where we attach it to the front, and the bottom is a valley fold. This will create the bottom for our easel. I hope this will be sturdy enough, but I think it feels okay. So at the top, obviously we can't put anything where the discs are, so I will just put a little bit of tape. I think I will actually put some foam pads in between here, so just a little spot here, not wider than the 1/2 inch we've got at the top, then a little bit here, a little bit here, and then I will align this on the top here just like this, and we'll press this down. This is all I will do. I'd quickly do this off camera. So here we go, that's my finished calendar. I did change this disc here because I decided to put another one here, and I can't find my plain die that I had used here, so I just replaced this one as well to have them equal. I didn't bother about putting any up here. So yeah, and this works, so I can change my month here. That works fine. Put it back on December, and that's my days of the week. And now that I've made this hole bigger, even if they're a bit wonky, obviously the Wednesday the W is cut off, but that's fine because it's just so much longer, that word. As I said before, if you want to, you can just cut the holes with your craft knife. And then yeah, that's my dates up there. Not perfect because you can see it's very close to the edge there, but it works. So just wonder whether I just got cord. So I've attached these just with 3 little pads here at the top. I just cut this one at an angle, cut this one off a little bit. And for the stopper, I just used the bit I cut away here. I just used my corner rounder on that. I did, by the way, put another panel on the inside because it wasn't sturdy enough. But now I hope I can catch that on the camera. I can set it up like this, and it can sit on my desk, and it's not too wobbly on the back here. So yeah, I'm not sure I will use it, but I thought it might be useful to remind me of certain dates as well if I have something to do. I even thought about using some of these stickers on here, but because the motif is a bit sort of naturalistic, I didn't know whether the sort of cartoony arrows would just distract from them. Yeah, don't want to put to-do list or remember on these. But yeah, could put the days of the week in the berries, because this actually matches quite nicely the pattern cardstock, but I don't know yet. But yeah, this is my eternal calendar. If you like this project, you might want to give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see what I'm creating tomorrow with the Papercraft Society Advent Calendar, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very happy about that, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.